Yeah, Ma, pick up. Yeah, Ma, pick up Dart. Yes, just put him on your bench. No, do not trade Malik Nabers. Ma, I'm telling you. Ma.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live when... What is that smell? Someone needs me. Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man! I am Scat Man. Who needs my help? Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
So, Dart starting in New York. If you haven't heard, now you have. Dart is planning to start Sunday versus the Chargers. He's got a tough schedule coming up, but this is great for everybody. This helps every part of this team. You've got a rough schedule, slate of games, but it's still something that, is conducive to high fantasy football scoring, playing from behind, having lots of opportunities. And this helps everything. This helps Scatterboo have room to run. This helps Malik Nabers. This helps everybody involved. This is fantastic news. Nabers to the mother freaking moon. Maybe Jupiter is where he belongs.
To Jupiter.
It's where he belongs.
The Jupiter men. Jupiter is so large. Every planet in the solar system.
A lot of these
could fit
guys.
inside it. There are no bigger monsters than the Jupiter men.
I know everybody wants to drop Hunter. Don't worry. Hunter will not be in my recommendations of starts this week or plays or trade fours, but at the end of the day, I'm still not dropping him. I'm hopeful that they change their ways in Jacksonville sometime soon. But right now, this is about Malik Nabers. This is about Scatman. This is about Benson. This is about Judkins. This is about Emeka Egbuka. This is about Deebo Samuel. This show is going to be talking a lot about those boys as we have so much news to cover in a very short period of time here that's relating to all of these players on all of these teams. As far as Nabers goes, there is a world where someone's still selling Nabers off of a bad game. But this news here, and we talked about this on the other show. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch this show yet, this Buy Low Week 4 show. But we talk about, best practices and best ways to get into some of these cheap vehicles that are going to explode and have amazing value moving forward. Having Malik Nabers now with Dart is probably going to make people not want to trade Nabers across the board. It's just everybody's waiting for something. Nabers is now going to go up in value, but if you were to try and go get Nabers in a trade, you'd be using players like Lamb. You'd be using players like Jamar Chase. You'd be using players that you can get rid of in a fashion where you're giving somebody some other need. Let's say they're in dire straits at QB, and you're taking Caleb Williams' 4-touchdown game. You're adding it to one of these guys, and you're able to go get Nabers. Your only hope for getting Nabers is to give a player like Chase, a player like Lamb, a big-name guy that has some questions, some struggles, missing 3 to 4 games, maybe more, having struggles with Browning, but adding that other component to it. No one's doing this straight up, but adding that other component to it might have somebody thinking unclearly, and that's the whole point of doing a 2-for-1 trade. Two-for-1 trades were invented because of the obscurity and the confusion that it adds to the mix when you're trading. The psychological impact of having another player to consider dilutes the risk or dilutes the desire to hold a player, to retain a player. It dilutes the capability of this person's brain to actually say, well, what are the downsides of Jamar Chase versus Nabers? doing a 2-for-1 makes you actually contemplate that. Well, the downside to Chase is Browning. The downside to Chase is he's not the same player. Nabers is getting dart. Nabers is a monster. 1-for-1, someone's going to say no. And even if you approach somebody in a 1-for-1, you say Nabers for or Chase for Nabers, they go, bro, I'm not trading Nabers for Chase. And then you say, well, what if I add in a quarterback because you need a quarterback? They're maybe in the business of saying no. You might not be able to pull it off at all. But if you were to start off with more of a trade and not get them in the business of saying no, they might trade Nabers differently. So Nabers is going to be hard to get. Point is, Nabers is going to be very hard to get moving forward. New Age Outlaw dropping 20 gifted memberships. New Age to the moon.
Mashed potatoes!
New Age Outlaw dropping 20 gifted memberships. New Age, appreciate you dropping those, my guy. New Age to the house, my boy. To the house. Straight and simple. Nabers is going to ball. Nabers is going to ball. Now, I still have my concerns about long-term. Yes, Nabers is going to ball. We're going to get that kind of production per start. I still have my concerns about what happens if things don't go well. What happens if they stack L after L after L? What happens when we get to weeks 15, 14, 16, and he needs toe surgery, which he 100% does? Look, you got to get to the championship. You got to get to week 14 and 15 in order to worry about it. So at the end of the day, BBQ gifting now 20 gifted memberships.
I smell meatloaf.
Meatloaf for BBQ, mashed potatoes for New Age Outlaw. Appreciate both of you dropping gifted memberships. If you get one, please thank your fellow gifter. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for cooking in the chat, as Jamie said. Look, worry about Nabers later. Worry about Nabers later. Derrick Henry drop off. Very, very likely at some point we're going to see that. I don't know if it'll be this year. So in terms of acquiring Derrick Henry, like my buy low video describes, worry about Derrick Henry's drop off later. If you can buy him at a newfound price that is not the draft day price that your boy said, don't draft him here. There's risk. Draft him here. And if you can't draft him here, wait, maybe make a trade for him. Now you can buy Henry at a very, very much lower price tag. So you can go get Henry at a lower price tag. You were able to get Nabers after that week 3 outing at a lower price tag. Now you won't unless you're crafty. If you're crafty, you maybe can still get Nabers. But worry about Nabers later. Worry about Henry later. Worry about these players dropping off later. It's time to stack some W's before we get into all of that. So at the end of the day, great news. Scatman goes to the moon because now his offense is going to move the football downfield. Scatman's looking like a top, probably, I would say, call it a safe 12 to 15 running back. And if anybody thinks that's not high enough, just remember what that means. That means he's a running back 1 if he does fall into that 12 spot. But I think it's safe to consider him in a wide range because we have a lot of players that we have to consider. But Scatman to the mother freaking moon. Wandell, there's a lot of players that get an uptick by this news. Jaxson Dart, the new starting quarterback, the Jaxson Dart era begins. And I'm excited to see it because this guy I was not impressed with Jaxson Dart in the scouting process, but he grew on me in the preseason and in the offseason. I like his moxie. He feels like a mini Joe Burrow in making, the Joe Burrow in training, the apprentice of Joe Burrow. He has that kind of moxie and vibe, but let's hope he can bring some thunder. Let's hope he's not overwhelmed and surrounded by a team that's just not going to allow him to succeed. This organization is very questionable in many ways, but I think maybe they have the right man for the job, and I'm certainly excited and here for it. And even if he's not the right man for the job long term, I think he's the right man for the job right now to deliver the football in tremendously better fashion and excessive fashion to our boy Malik Nabers, who's going to the moon. Malik Nabers to Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
To Jupiter. Meatloaf.
I smell meatloaf.
All right. Next piece of news. So those two out of the way. Mike Evans, this is getting, I don't want to say worse, but not better. Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver Mike Evans expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks with the strained hamstring. This guy's had a ton of hamstring injuries in his past, and he's older, and that's the concern with older players. The injuries pop up, and certainly this is great news for Emeka Egbuka, who now with a 3 to 4 game absence, Chris Godwin, who's not going to be close to being, the player he once was for a while, if he even returns to that form. I love when people are like, what do you think about Godwin coming back? Smitty? But what about Godwin? What about Godwin coming back, Smitty? We worried about Godwin? Why would we worry about Godwin coming back when Mike Evans just left the lineup? Like, we want Godwin to come back because we don't want double, triple teams all game long. But Godwin coming back and Evans leaving is, you're subtracting, you're not adding. So this guy only gets more work. And Emeka Egbuka is so good at moving around all over the field, the slot, outside, deep shots, short, quick game, slants, catching the ball as a wide back, whatever he needs to do, end arounds, jet sweeps. You could give a guy any type of handoff or catch, and he'll take it house. He'll be able to get you that 50-yard rip. This is a guy that's good at the sideline. This is like the CeeDee Lamb meets Pickens. Pickens is the sideline guy, amazing jump ball specialist. Lamb is the guy across the middle of the field. And this is a combination player of both of those skill sets. He's going to the mother freaking moon. There's just nothing. Well, Saturn, Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
Stock is clearly on the rise. And, Evans, don't cut him or anything, but certainly looking at probably a 3 to 4 week absence. We'll see if he comes back. And when he comes back, will he be running around gingerly? Will he maybe re-injure it because he comes back too early? Hard to say, but Egbuka to the mother freaking moon. Egbuka is going to earn every single dollar of his investment that you put on him on draft day. McLaurin is uncertain to play Sunday. Atlanta, due to his quad versus Atlanta. And he's even seeking more information about the injury, which whenever you hear somebody's going to get second opinions, they're not getting a second opinion about playing the upcoming week. So this is quite alarming, and it makes Debo's value go up even more. But whenever you hear second opinion or seeking more information, that is not good. So I don't know if there's more to this than they're letting us know, but it's a quad injury. What kind of quad injury is this? Because quad injuries, they can be pretty bad, but you'd rather have potentially a quad injury than, let's say, a calf or a hamstring, but this could be a severe quad injury. Why is he seeking more information? What could possibly be going wrong here? And what did your boy tell you about Najee, about McLaurin? And a lot of the times, any player that holds out or holds in Najee's case, misses camp, you're thrown to the wolves and you just suffer injury. So this is great news for Debo. It's bad news for McLaurin. McLaurin's not really even a good buy low candidate at this point, because you're hearing things like, going and getting second opinions, and it's like, we don't know what this means. Now, it's not great for JD5 to lose one of his weapons either, though. So it's not all good news, but I think JD5 will be fine. They just need to get JD5 back on the field. The Commanders have been banged up. This has just been brutal injury-wise for them so far this year. But that's that. We got more to discuss, but let's get to these super chats. We have a $20 hauler here from Antonio. Antonio, thank you for the $20 hauler, my boy. You're going to get immediate attention. And this one here from Jarvis. Jarvis, you're going to get immediate attention as well. Any $20 haulers jump straight to the front of the line. Then I'll get to the rest of the super chats in order in which they're received. Thank you very much. Jarvis with the 20. I'm going to give you guys a bunk bed celebration here at the same time because we are short on time.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you both for the 20 wad. Trade my Kyler Murray and JSN for Bo Nix, Henderson, and Monty. I don't think I do that. I like Henderson a lot, and I like Monty, but I don't love like Monty has this 112 carry, 152 touchdown game, 12 carries. Like I get he did good, but I'm not trading JSN. JSN's been playing great. Opponent has Lamb and McLaurin. Also tried to get Jefferson with my Debo and Charbonnet. He declined. What can JSN get me? JSN's a hold, bro. Unless you're going to go get Nabers in some deal that I described, or you're adding in something. Unless you're getting maybe JSN, turning him into Nico or St. Brown or Puka. I'm not really trading JSN. I'm keeping JSN. He's one of those top 5, 6, 7 wide receivers, and they're unicorns right now. They're very hard to get. I think you're trying to break up with JSN before he breaks up with you, and I don't think you have to worry about him going and getting ice and not coming back. So I'd probably hold. JSN, Egbuka, Debo, you're luckier than most. Maybe you're trading London for Judkins. Maybe you're trading, and you got Rice too. London and BTJ are the players I'm probably trying to go get. Benson, Judkins, Hampton, Hendy, those types of players using that, because honestly, Judkins is balling out. I wouldn't trade, JSN's balling out. I'm back, Smitty. Just completed a trade for Nabers. When I heard the news, I gave away Mason, London, and Jawan Johnson for Nabers, Dallas Goedert, and Minnesota defense. I don't like that, bro. I love it.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
Thank you for sharing that wonderful story, Antonio. I like it. You did good work. Not to say we don't love Jordan Mason. Not to say we don't still believe that there's some hope for London. But what a mess of a season. What a disaster so far in so many ways. That are unexplainable in many ways. The ADPs are upside down. It's the whole industry. I know some people want to point fingers and blame your boy for everything that they've done and everything that has been said. There are so many good things happening. The Bensons, the Tutons, the Scataboos, the players like that. But there's also a lot of turmoil in this industry and a lot of turmoil in fantasy football right now. And you can either cry and complain about it, or we can make a difference, make a change, react, adjust, stay liquid, stay loose, and make sure you're not missing Bensons while you're complaining and pointing fingers. Benson's sitting under your nose. These top pickups of the week. For 2-3 straight weeks, we've been talking about these guys, and they're still sitting out there in a lot of leagues. The fact that he's available in like 13 to 18% of leagues, depending on the format, is wild. Given that he's been on the board, I don't care if there's been off-season doubt or whatever. Move on, adjust and adapt. Benson's been on our midseason monster. Scat's been on the midseason monster. Tootin's been on the midseason monster. And these guys are saving leagues. And while people complain in the corner, they're missing out on the opportunities that are right in front of their face that can save their season. Trade Josh Jacobs for ETN in London. I'd take ETN in London. Make sure you try and get Tootin somehow, though, TM. Somehow, some way, that's going to be a saving grace for you. We got a $20 hauler from Murph who wants immediate attention. Murph is a monster. That's why. Murph.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, Murph. Appreciate you. Would you trade my Genty and Debo for his Rice and Drake May? I have Knicks. No, because Rice isn't helping you right now. I like Rice and May, but is it the right offer? I don't think it is. I think you're selling Genty and Debo very low. I'm not saying Genty doesn't come with his questions, but the volume's there. I think that's a move that you're just waiting for 3 weeks now to get anything from. Fannin, Worthy, keep all season, or can I stream? Fannin or I thought it was Worthy. Fannin, I definitely think he's worth it. Bro, he's had one great game, one good game, and one bad game. Like, how reactive people are. Not saying you necessarily, but how reactive people are. If they don't get an elite game out of everybody every game. Look at Monty. Monty hasn't been elite except for this past week, and now he's the amazing best thing in fantasy football. One game. Look at Kenneth Walker. I granted he had 2 touchdowns, but the volume seems sketchy now. Everybody's running from Kenneth Walker, even though he had 2 touchdowns. Like, everybody's jumping back and forth on every single ride as it goes, changing lanes on the freeway whenever there's a slowdown at all. You got to trust your gut on some of these players and stay the course in some cases and know when to move on others. And that's why we're here every day to try and figure out what's what. Is Egbuka a better long-term keeper than Ladd, of course. I mean, Dan, that was before the season started. We've been saying that. I don't know what would make you think that a great, amazing, killer season would make it any different. Traded Kyler and Olave for BTJ and JD5. Of course, that's Smitty approved. Taking candy from a baby. Chase Kamara Pittman for Nabers CD Tootin. I would take CD Nabers and Tootin by a country mile. That's fantastic. Got off for BTJ and Pollard for my Bucky. You're going to go ahead and tell him to kick rocks. You don't trade Bucky that low. Sent Scat Judkins Benson for Ladd. Thanks for the help. Sent Scat Judkins Benson for Ladd. What? Why would you do that? Don't say thanks for the help. Don't put me in this boat acting like I gave you this advice. Don't tie me to this. You sent Scat Judkins and Benson for Ladd. That's on you, TH. Don't tie me to that. That's garbage. I had nothing to do with that.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a lap.
You're done. Your Bijan card has been revoked. Get lammed.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Jeez. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing back there? Where you been? Wake up from the coma. Wake up. Let's go to his room. Let's go to his room. We gotta figure out who is that. TH, you're the new owner of the new room, my boy. Let's see if we can find your room. Where's your room at? I have it here somewhere. Where is it at? Damn it. Where's the room? Where's TH's room? I have this somewhere. Here it is. Let's go to TH's room. Used to be Indie Joe. Now it's TH's room. Psst. Psst. Hey. Wake up. Wake up, bro. In a couple days, you're going to get an offer in your inbox. And it's going to be, hey, wake up. I'm talking to you, TH. In a couple days, you're getting an offer. Someone wants your Judkins. Don't do it. Scattaboo, don't do it. I like Ladd a lot. Don't listen to him, pal. Don't do it. Clean your room. You got shit on the floor, bro. Should I trade London for AJ Brown? You know, you might do it and then flip it. Jeez, man. But definitely flip it. CD out. Thoughts on trading Judkins for Ferguson and RJ Harvey? If you like losing, Zachary, trade. This is what I'm saying. Zachary, no offense, but don't trade Judkins. You have my answer there. Let me.
You've just been Smitty.
So, but everyone says, Smitty, no one's trading Judkins. No one's doing this. No one's doing that. Look. CD out. Thoughts on trading Judkins for Ferguson. And I love RJ Harvey, but you buy RJ Harvey for free right now. Believe me, I can't stand when people say, Ryan, I didn't miss your super chat. I got 24 of them sitting here in a queue. So Ryan, I'll get to it. I think you're like 3 or 4 down, but I didn't miss anything. Anybody says I missed their super chat, please tell them nicely in the chat to wait for their table patiently. I'm doing the best I can. Now I know what the hostess feels like when I go up and I tap her on the shoulder and I say, I think you missed our seat. You missed seating us. We were here 15 minutes ago. I saw that guy right there with the glasses and the ponytail. You sat him before, and I believe he came in after me. This is why I say no one can come in and say, Smitty, no one's making this trade in my league. Believe me, I see it all day long. I test the temperature of trade value more than anybody in the industry. I can tell you that right now because we get more questions that come through here, and I physically answer more questions than I believe anybody possibly could. And whether you like me or not, you can at least admit that. And when I see this, when I see all these different things, and no offense, Zachary, I'm not trying to make an example of this, but boy, do I feel like it's craziness when people tell me no one's doing that trade in my league. Trade Judy for Egbuka. Of course you take Egbuka. Come on. I feel like this is the first day in class. William says, did I mess up? I traded MHJ and Henderson for Jamar Chase. No, but, no, I don't think you messed up on that one. I think that there's some pros and cons to Jamar Chase right now, but I don't think you messed up on that one. I think Hendy could have a great season, but Jamar Chase is still Jamar Chase. Do you see Odunze as a hold or sell high? Need a wide receiver, running back depth, and already have Tet and Egbuka. I think he's a hold unless somebody's going to overpay because he's in a great position. Doesn't even matter if Caleb regresses back to Caleb. This is the Dallas Cowboys, by the way, and a lot of Caleb's touchdowns, there was no one around the wide receiver that's sitting in the end zone like this. Talk to me. And so, it was a great matchup. But even if Caleb reverts back, even halfway, Odunze is in a prime position to consume. He's in, as I said weeks ago, Odunze doesn't matter. Caleb playing well or bad in the third and fourth quarter, Odunze will be the guy that you're watching the game and he's getting some third, fourth quarter touchdown that might even be meaningless over and over and over all season long. So make someone overpay, Jacob, but you're gonna have to come to me with more specifics as far as what you would trade him for. But getting rid of him for Rice and a Hendy, and then you get Rice and then a Hendy back, of course. Michael Pittman for BTJ. I'd rather have BTJ. I'm taking the gamble on BTJ at that valuation. Now, am I buying BTJ all over the place? It depends on the offer. Got offered May, Genty, Pickens, and MHJ from Mahomes, Worthy, and Buka. Should I take it? I'd probably say give me the Mahomes, Worthy, and Buka. But there's pros and cons to it. If Genty were to bounce back, it would become maybe more lopsided on the other side. But I think for right now, it's a decent move. Ibuka is so good, bro. Genty's questionable. I do like pieces of the trade that side for you, but I definitely take that side. Dynasty trade my Hall and Mason for McConkey. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I don't think I'd do that. I like McConkey a lot, but you got to buy McConkey cheaply, and that's not cheaply. Would London and Genty be too much for JJ? It could be, Racing Boy. I think at the end of the day, I'd rather have JJ overall. He's the number one player in the deal, but it depends on what your team will be left with. But at the end of the day, I'm taking JJ in hopes that you have, depth to cover, but it would depend on what you have. 1 and 2 start. 1 and 2 start. Got May, Genty, Chase Brown, Buka, BTJ, Warren, Mason, Ladd, Tet. What do I do? Hampton and Hendy owners not budging. Chase Brown for Judkins and something. BTJ for Judkins. I'm definitely interested in sending Genty for Judkins and something. I'm definitely interested in Benson and something. I would trade BTJ and Mason for a monster wide receiver. I think I hold on to Lat. I think Tet and Pearsall, moving those guys with Chase Brown or Genty for a slight running back upgrade like Achan, etc. is doable. Judkins and a player that we quietly just love, like a Ladd. I know you've got Ladd, or like a BTJ. I know you like you have BTJ. But those types of players, if you're trading Pearsall and Genty or Pearsall and Chase Brown for Judkins and that type of player, and you're getting quietly an upgrade, that's probably the most ideal of situations. If I'm looking for a trade in your situation. I thought the same on selling Monty high, so I traded ETN and Monty for Josh Jacobs and Tootin off waiver. Smitty approved. I don't know that Jacobs I like, and I think it's good to buy him low, but there is a world where ETN and Monty is still as good as Jacobs. I don't know that there's a chance that Jacobs could be better. I think it's pretty even, to be honest. There's pros and cons to both sides. I like Jacobs on the cheap right now, for sure. But I don't know that that's a home run, I would say. And I think the chat would probably agree that you could argue either side. Trade away Pearsall and K9 for Nabers. If you like winning, my boy, I mean, do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I appreciate you asking the question, Jerome, and people need to see it. So I'm not making you take a lap or anything. But the fact that this would even be contemplated, the fact that maybe he's cooking this up and the door's going to get slammed in his face. Jerome, if you're cooking this idea up like Jerry Maguire late in the middle of the night with a memo, you're going to get laughed at in the morning. However, try. You never know. You might get it. But if this is being offered to him.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Crazier things happen. I'll tell you that. Drop Danny Dimes and pick up Jaxson Dart. I don't know that I would say that. I'd definitely look to acquire Dart if you need a quarterback or a backup, but Danny Dimes is still pretty good, bro. No. Redraft League also have Dak. So, I mean, you maybe, if you want to go Dart over Dak, I understand. You know, and Milton might be in there at some point. I'm just telling you. I know people make fun of Milton. He threw another INT when he came in to the game, but keep in mind he's not playing with CD. He's not playing with all the boys. So when you judge Milton, you're judging him in backup situations. Allen, Bucky, Scat, Hunter, Debo, Fannin, Hendy, Harvey, Rice, Worthy, Pitts, Tootin, Golden, 0-3 moves. Start 2 between Worthy, Debo, Hunter. Probably going to be Debo, and we wait on the news for Hunter. If Hunter's a go and everything's good, if Worthy's a go and everything's good with the shoulder, then we'd start him. But you might have to go Hunter by default. And Bucky, Scat is fantastic. Debo's great. Hendy's on the rise. Rice is coming back. You're just trying to move like maybe Tootin to the ETN owner with Worthy to get a wide receiver upgrade. Or do the same thing with Hunter if you can get rid of him. Or Scat and Tootin to the ETN owner to get one bigger, better running back if it's at all possible. Past that, I'm kind of like standing down in some respects with that team. Sold K9 for Adams. Still got Sharps. We got him. I think that's fine. I think that's a fine trade. And trade Pickens and Jalen Warren for Ken Walker and Rashee Rice. Pickens and yes, smash. Could swap Warren for ETN or get Javonte Williams instead of Walker. Walker and Rashee Rice, Javonte Williams instead of Walker. I probably would take. Damn. So Warren for ETN. I would definitely trade Warren to keep ETN. And then if you could get Javonte over Walker. Guys, we want Javonte over Walker or Walker over Javonte. I think Javonte. Then you could even pick up Blue to fully secure that situation up. Because if Javante's not bowling, Blue will. Even though everyone's, writing Blue off. And I'm not saying Blue's overtaking, but I think you'd take Javonte, then pick up Blue and hold him. Trade Chase Brown for Benson? Absolutely. Benson season's in full effect, baby. It's in full effect. MCF, Nabers, London, Evans, DK, Ridley, JMO, Kyron, Hall, Pacheco. Should I look to trade a package of London plus DK for JJ? Absolutely. I would take JJ straight up. You don't even need to plus something. Maybe Benson, Scat, Braylon. If you can get Benson or Scat on top of JJ for that, we will quit our jobs and come work for you, MCF. I think you should focus on getting JJ alone for DK in London, but you get a Scat or a Benson. Braylon Allen's like saying, Benson, Scattaboo, Braylon Allen is like saying, Smitty, would you rather $20 bill, 2 10s, or a penny? Braylon, Benson, Scat, or Braylon. I love you, pal. Thank you. Trade Henry for ETN and the Dunze. There's pros and cons to this. If you could get Tootin 2 or have Tootin, there's some rhyme and reason to this, and it could score you more points if you're in dire need of that wide receiver. But I lean slightly toward holding Henry. Should I trade London for AJB? I think maybe you do, but then you try and flip AJB. Trade Hall or Scat for Ladd. No, but I like Ladd. I buy low on Ladd, but you're not buying low. You're buying Ladd as if he's balling out. Started Quentin Johnson over Higgins last week, and it worked out. Do I do it again? Probably for right now, which means you do the reverse. Because it's one of those things where we think we can predict what's going to happen, and it's going to flip. I definitely sell QJ before the drop-off happens, and it will. Higgins, QJ for like one wide receiver. Sell one of them for Rice. Sell one of them for Benson. Sell one of them for Scat. Sell one of them for, I like Ladd more long-term. I'd rather have Ladd. If so, I should trade Higgins. I'd trade, yeah. Also, how do we feel about Travis Hunter long-term? I stash him. I do not cut him. I certainly am not in the business of starting him right now unless you have no other options, but I definitely wouldn't cut him yet. It's still early. We're only 3 weeks in, and could he be somebody that develop? Like, remember, Bucky, Gibbs, Chase Brown, even last year, these guys didn't do anything till weeks 4, week 7, and week 10. Okay? Herbert, Gibbs, Brown, Walker, Sharps, Algier, Ladd, Igbuka, Rice, Hunter, Juwan. Would you trade Gibbs and Henry for Kyron, BTJ, and Pickens? No, I would not. I think that's panicking like Peter. My boy, that is a panic. That's a excessive panic attack you're having there. Herbs, Bucky, Mason, K9. Adam and Johnny, stop with the spamming, bro. In fact, I'm going to put you in timeout until you can react appropriately. And then, yeah, my mods are going to put you in timeout. Stop spamming the chat with the same question 7 times. I'm purposefully not going to answer your question when you paste it 17 times in a row. I am not going to answer that question. Herbs, Bucky, Mason, K9, Benson, Tootin, Nico, Sutton, Adams, like the team. Got offered Hurts and Gibbs for Herb. And K9, Benson, and Adams. That's a lot to look at here. Hurts and Gibbs for Herbert, K9, Benson, and Adams. I think I take Hurts and Gibbs, but that's really tough. I don't want to have to decide weekly between. Yes, if that's your goal, that's a fantastic trade. If you're talking about a surplus, that's the reason why you're even considering it. Let me see. I got a $20 hauler from Sloppy Joe. Dropping the 20 wad. I appreciate you, Sloppy. And I think that's the $20 super chat of the moment. Thank you, Sloppy. Appreciate you. 14 team. Any faith in Ken Walker or Breece Hall? Some, but like last week, I told everyone that Walker was the golden boy of the hour. But guess what? After 2 touchdowns, people are still worried about him. So it's volume. It's a volume thing. And Sharps is still going to be nipping at his heels. I'm not saying I don't like Walker, but I certainly would have traded him on the high last week. And 2 touchdowns, try and trade him this week. Breece Hall, I have faith in Breece Hall at his cost of entry. You're not going to be able to sell him for anything. So I like him right now. I have HN as my running back 1. Hall, Walker, running back 2. Would you rather have Genty, Hampton over either? I'd rather have Hampton over either one, of course, bro. Hendy over either one. Will you package Walker, Hall together for Taylor? Yes, straight up. I don't even need another player. But for sure, bro, all those are great moves. Henry as well. Do I pick up Dart, Wandell, Mooney off the waiver wire? I would probably say Wandell, but A.O. Manor would be a better option. And here's the waiver board in case you need my list in order. So if you're wondering what my order is, there you go. A.O. Manor, Burden, Tucker, Horton, Wandell, Franklin, Booty, Godwin, Tesla, etc., etc. I mean, give or take, you can move those around a little bit, but that's my order in case you need it walking into the waiver wire season, baby. Appreciate you dropping the super. Got 2 offers. Jettas for Jacobs and Pittman, of course. Or Jettas, DJ Moore, and Swift. Either one. I'd rather keep Jacobs, though, by far. So trade DJ Moore and Swift away. Or Pittman, Jacobs and Pittman. Or Jettas, DJ Moore. Well, oh, Jettas and DJ Moore for Swift and AJB. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'd probably rather have... I don't trust AJB as much. I'd probably rather have Jacobs than AJB, but I do that trade. Lost Connor and got Evans, Brown. Yeah, I'd definitely make that trade, though, bro. Make it, do it live. Okay, I'm going to put you in timeout for a lot longer than 10 minutes now. We'll go 30. Or Travis already did it. Travis, put him in timeout for 30 minutes. This is ridiculous. Do I pick up Dart, Wandell, or Mooney? Already did that one. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Colin, thank you so much for the super chat. Trade my London and Mason for Lamb and Chuba. London and Mason for Lamb and Chuba. If you can wait, Lamb and Chuba will be better long term for the season. But if you can't wait, you kind of have to take the Mason London route. You know, that's team dependent, my boy. Team dependent for sure. 10 team PPR, JD5, Lamb, MHJ, Buka. 0-3. Any trade ideas? I mean, I love Ibuka. I love Hampton. I'm trading MHJ and JCM for one player, keeping Benson. I assume that's Jalen Warren. So I'm trading Jalen Warren and MHJ for one player. I'm going after Chase Brown if it's me using that package. Chase Brown's a great buy low. London would be a good buy low for you. It is what it is, bro. You know, you can't take trash and try and turn it into gold. Sometimes it takes a couple moves. Trade my Debo, Swift, and QJ for his JJ. Of course. That's an easy peasy question, my boy. That's easy, simple stuff right there. Just got Hampton and Harvey. Hampton and Harvey for Jacobs and Justin Fields. Just got Hampton and Harvey. I like that. Well, yeah, I like that. Drop Najee to make space. Now my wide receivers are Buka. What do you do about Higgins? Lad McConkey, someone like that. Lad McConkey, Pickens. Would you trade Rome for Bucky? Absolutely. He is 0-3. Give Bo Nix and Kamara DK for JD5 CD. If you can wait on it, yes, absolutely. Take CD Lamb and hold it. I was offered to trade Chase Brown for Benson. Benson all the way. Benson's a top 12 running back. Would you trade Chase Brown for Jamison Williams and Hendy? I would take Jamison Williams and Hendy. That's a good return. Absolutely. 10-man PPR, QBs, Hurts, tight end Ertz, or likely wide receivers, Jettis, Nabers, Jacoby. Like the team, running backs, Judkins, Hampkins, and Harvey. Any improvements? No, because you're kind of waiting on some of these players. It's a really good team. I hold that. You start moving stuff around, you're going to be changing lanes on the freeway, and then the traffic is going to, speed up in the lane that you get out of. You made some moves, let it simmer. Trade Chase Brown for Benson, of course. Yep, you're doing that. Benson's a beast right now. Benson's a whole nother level. 3-0, 14-man league, 0.5. Hurts, Fields, JT, Swift, Judkins. Make a move or stand pat. Rice may be all I need. I like Rice, bro. I like Rice coming back for you. It's fantastic. Your team looks good. George Pickens, Puka, Rice, you're going to be, set. JT, Judkins, Scatman, and maybe Scatman and DJ Moore for like a wide receiver. Like, shoot high, bro. Start at Nico and just start going down until it doesn't make sense anymore. But definitely could use that little extra something while you wait for Rice. But if not, Rice steps in and your team's balling, bro. MHJ or Olave rest of season, probably Olave for now, but later on, I believe MHJ will be better than Olave because Olave is one hit away. JD5 for Lamar, straight up Lamar. Or JD5 and Harvey for Lamar. If you had to give up Harvey, I guess I'd maybe do it, but that's because, look, JD5's maybe even questionable this week. Mahalo, back to you, pal. And yeah, I mean, look, Lamar's scoring tons of fantasy points, bro. Baker, Nix, Chase Brown, Hubbard, Rice. Should I trade Rice or Lamb for a running back? If so, who? Judkins. I would trade Rice for, look, you got to take gambles, like Rice for Genty if you need to take a gamble right now. Lamb for running back, Judkins, Benson and something. Scattaboo and something. I wouldn't do Scattaboo straight up, but I'd do Benson or Judkins potentially straight up. But remember, Lamb could miss 3 games. And when Lamb talks about his injury, he acts like it's not a big deal, even though they're saying 3 to 4 weeks. But Ayuk for Worthy, I'd rather have Worthy for sure. And both of them are risky. Do I flip Chase for Nabers? If you like winning, William, you do. I mean, why would you question that from the beginning of the show? But yes, I would do that. My Bucky for Nabers, take Nabers. You already stacked at wide receiver, then it changes a little bit. I'd rather have Bucky, I suppose, but they're very, very close. In a vacuum, I'd rather have, I guess, Nabers, but they're very, very close. Drake for Monty or Monty and Rome for Genty. Rome and Monty over Genty. Drake for Monty. I don't think, I mean, if you need a running back bad enough, I could overlook it, but I'm not going to do it myself. I don't believe Monty is worth what everybody acts like he's worth right now. Mahomes, Purdy, Kyron, Genty, Benson. Love the team for the most part. Currently 1 and 2. Any trade recommendations? Probably just looking at Benson and Kyron as your starters. Trying to upgrade Purdy, of course. Jamar Chase for Nabers by giving up something else like, I don't know, you might need to use Fannin. I like Fannin, but you might need to use Fannin. Fannin and Genty to upgrade. Genty for Judkins straight up. Fannin and Pickens, or Fannin and Ladd for a wide receiver upgrade. Or maybe you trade Pickens and I'm sorry, not Fannin, Warren. I kept saying Fannin. I meant Warren. No one's trading for Fannin. Warren and Pickens, Warren and Ladd, Warren and Genty, Warren and Jamar Chase for Nabers, and they give you like Scatter Benson or something like that. Definitely looking to use Warren if he can get you a huge upgrade. Would you rather have MHJ or Debo rest of the season? Debo, especially with all the news we're talking about relating to the hamstring or the quad with McLaurin. My Buka for Achane. I'd rather have Achane in a vacuum, but they're close, but I'd rather have Achane. Achane's better value. I have Garrett Wilson, BTJ, Buka, Rice, Worthy. Should I drop Worthy for A.L. Manor, Burden, Horton, or continue to hold? I'd probably hold Worthy. It's not that I don't like. I could drop a kicker and pick up A.L. Manor and try and make a trade if you needed to make sure you grabbed them, but I would make a trade versus cut Worthy. Start Benson or Scat Flex. I'm starting Benson, but bro, anything can happen this week. Week 4, trade one for JJ. Absolutely, trade either one for JJ, but try and keep Benson if you can. I like Benson a little more, but bro, you're not going to get JJ for that. You could trade something and Benson maybe for JJ, but if I traded London and Genty for JJ, my depth would be Buka, Gibbs, Benson. Your depth is great, so I guess you probably do it, bro. See if you can get anything thrown in, but your depth is pretty damn good. It could be league changing, but some people don't like JJ. 0-3, I am crazy for thinking about dropping Harvey for Ferguson now that I have Lammons out. Also, should I try and trade JCM for BTJ or for Genty? Absolutely. JCM for either one. But don't cut Harvey, bro. You're going to be the guy that's like, what do I do? How do I get him back, Smitty? Would you trade Ricky Pearsall for Rashee Rice? Yes, if I like winning, I would. Of course. $5 haul. Appreciate you. 2-1, 14-team league. Any moves you should make? Nabers, Nico, man, you got a good team. McBride, Javante, May, Scat, Hendy. No, I think you hold that team, let it ride out for a bit. The values are going to come for you to maybe make some trades. Right now, you'd be selling low. Traded CD for Garrett Wilson with Rice, and yes, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Garrett Wilson's great right now. Burrow Love, lowest point scored. What do I do? Pearsall and Addison with Mason for a running back upgrade. Take a gamble on Bill and Pearsall for Chase Brown. Bill and Pearsall for Pearsall for BTJ. Take a chance on it. Bill for BTJ. Take a chance on it. You need to go after something that's doubted that could maybe bounce back to form, bro. That's plain and simple. The best maneuver for you. You're the best in the business. Thank you. Appreciate you. Trade away Benson and London for Ibuka and Harvey. I'm going to say no right now, bro. That's how good Benson is. And I love Ibuka, but London's at least got a shot. Harvey's right now not doing anything. At the end of the day, I think Harvey and Ibuka could be as good, but it might take some time. So I'm going to say stand down on that. Appreciate your compliment, and thank you for the super chat. Got Rice, Buka, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Evans, Chase Brown, Nix, Harvey. Want to ship Chase Brown 1 versus 1. What do you do? Garrett Wilson, Chase Brown for Judkins, Chase Brown for Benson and something. Chase Brown for Chase Brown is something for JJ. 1 for 1's going to be hard, but Judkins comes to mind, Monty. That's what, Benson or Judkins or Garrett Wilson. JSN obviously, but who's going to do that? I decline my Buka Hendy for Nabers. Thoughts? I would take, that's really good. Either side, bro. Buka and Hendy's fantastic. Nabers, I'd probably say Buka Hendy's better if you need the depth. And if you had a surplus, you could go get Nabers for that. So it depends on your depth. A.O. Manor and Devontae Smith for BTJ. Sure, I'd take a chance on BTJ on that. That's a great move. Anybody that says no is just hating on BTJ, which I understand, but that's a great move. I would definitely take a chance on that at that value. That's a very zero cost of entry proposition for you. Running back Henry Jacobs won the league last year, so people won't trade. Drop Knicks for Fields. I'd probably rather have Knicks right now because Fields' job seems like it's in flux. Your team's really good. Judkins stepping up. Him and Henry are your starters. Mason's obviously your flex. Buka, Garrett Wilson. Bro, your team's fantastic. Hold tight. No one's going to trade, but Pearsall would be a good player to try and shop around if somebody's willing to take him. Trade seat. And what I do know, bro, is that we got 800 people here on YouTube. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit that thumb up button on the way in the door. This channel is your one-stop shop. I go live whenever big news breaks. I go live at 8 p.m. every single Monday through Friday. I go live at midnight Eastern every single Monday through Friday. So I'm live, I believe, more than anybody you could possibly find. Combined, you could combine two different of the people that go live the most outside of me. They might not go live as much. Trade CD K9 for CD. What? Oh, CD. Trade CD for K9 or CD Keenan Allen to get BTJ Ricky. Oh, okay. No, bro. BTJ and Ricky are not better than K9 and CD or CD and Keenan Allen. I'm keeping CD. You're trading CD at too low of a cost. Definitely not enough. $20 hauler from my boy Ron coming in strong. Ron, appreciate you. Am I saying your name right, bro?
Alert. Super chat alert.
Let me know how to say your name, bro. Exactly. 8-team league, 0-3. Lamar Bijan, thank you for the subscribes. I saw those come in right now. Hit that subscribe button. It helps your boy. We got about 730 in YouTube right now. A couple hundred or 100 or so on Instagram or on X. Please come over to YouTube. But it helps the channel. If you're getting any value here at all and you like the live streams, please hit the thumb up button. It helps the channel a ton. Lamar, Bijan, Jacobs, good team. Bijan, Jacobs, Lamar, Benson, fantastic. Hendy. If you can't start all of those running backs, all four, you might want to consider trading Jacobs for a wide receiver. Nico, BTJ, Buka, fantastic. I don't even know that you can use a wide receiver, to be honest. Ferguson on waivers also have moves to make. I don't know. I guess maybe like upgrade Jacobs, maybe. Pickens and Jacobs slightly for, I don't know. Or Jacobs for, I don't know. Maybe Henry. Jacobs and Pickens, Jacobs and Hill for Henry. Hill for Chase Brown. Take a gamble. Hill for Chase Brown. Trying to move Jalen Warren and DK. Any suggestions? Thank you for the super chat. That's a tough one. I'd probably say Jalen Warren and DK could get you Garrett Wilson. It could get you Chase Brown and something. Maybe Judkins. Maybe Benson. Maybe you take a chance on a BTJ for that. Maybe you go a little bit higher. All right, very quickly, phone lines are open. Very quickly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Can't guarantee I won't have to jump pretty quickly. And then we'll, of course, be back at 8 p.m. Eastern, which will be in about an hour and 40 minutes or so. What's up, 812? You're live as quickly as you can.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was just going to say I did a couple trades today. I had London. Oh, let me pull it up. Sorry. I was just going to get your thoughts on these two trades I did today.
Hold on. While you're scrambling and unprepared, let me merge this call. Hold on. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you, pal. Hold on one second. All right. You got it. 812. You're live. What do you got? As quickly as you can, bro.
Yep. All right. So I've got Jamar Chase, Zach Ertz, and Jacoby Myers. I traded them away for Devontae Smith, Brock Bowers, and Michael Pittman.
So what did you trade away?
Jamar Chase, Zach Ertz, and Jacoby Myers.
So basically, Jamar Chase for Bowers and what? Pittman?
Jamar Chase, Zach Ertz, Jacoby Myers for Devontae Smith, Brock Bowers, and Michael Pittman.
I don't know. It's pretty. I'd rather have Jamar Chase. Because it's not it's not like you did horrible, because there's a lot of confusing aspects to everything you said. I mean, every player there has got questions, but Bowers is not in any sort of safe space, bro. So give me Jamar Chase, who's proven and is an elite player. And Browning had a very bad game, but Browning will probably be better next week. So I don't know. I don't think you did horrible. And a lot of people like Pittman and some people don't. So I'm going to say I don't like that trade. I'll Smitty disapprove it. But doesn't mean that, you're like taking a massive lap on it, but I don't like it. Anything else real quickly?
And then my other one was Breece Hall, trading away Breece Hall and Drake London for Ladd McConkey and Judkins.
Breece Hall, Drake London for Ladd McConkey, Judkins.
I was kind of, and I'm 1 and 2. I was just kind of trying to make some moves to make hopefully something.
I feel like you're not taking advantage of anybody, which is what I like to do with my trades. And I know it's sometimes hard, but I feel like those are tough ones, bro. I don't think you necessarily, got taken too hardcore on that second one. The second one's okay. The second one you could argue. Hold on 1 second. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just turn down the background noise and please mute yourself.
Oh, sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, turn down the background noise though, bro. All right. Everybody mute, but the 812 caller. 812, I wouldn't say you took an L bad on both of those. I just don't love them. But appreciate you running them by us. And then real quickly, 630, you're live, Brian. Real quickly, as quickly as you can. No full team breakdowns. Make it snappy, bro.
Hello?
Okay, well that was your time to shine, and you crapped the bed there. Let's see, 336, you're live.
All right, real quick. I've been offered JJ, Montgomery, and K9 for Bijan.
JJ, Montgomery, and K9 for Bijan. JJ, Montgomery, and K9. I'd probably take that. Chat, what are we doing on that one?
2.
JJ, K9, and Montgomery for Bijan. I don't know, man.
I also have Scat.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one. No, do it. Hell yeah. No, take it. Run with it. Mix views on that one. I'm gonna say, bro, I like Bijan a little bit more, but it's if you need the value, I don't mind it. It's understandable. Scared Scott, final caller. Scared Scott, 630. You already crapped the bed. You keep calling back, but you already crapped the bed. Scared Scott, final question. Go.
All right, Higgins or BTJ?
Give me BTJ. Higgins is in a questionable situation. I know BTJ is too, but at least we have a proven top 4 wide receiver that we have to go off of from last year, and we just got to hope things get better. They make some changes. Eventually, they're going to make some changes. They will not continue to go in the direction that they're going. They're not. They got to figure something out. They'll figure it out. They'll do something different. They have to. And we've seen players slump before longer than this. We've seen players, and with the proven top 4 wide receiver production that BTJ was last year, I think we got to take a gamble at the levels of a T. Higgins who's playing with Browning, who T. Higgins was questionable value anyway. All right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate you. Let me answer these super chats, and then we will get out of here. This one here from Chase. Chase, appreciate you. Insanity, appreciate you. And I'm going to close the phone line because I am not answering any more questions right now. Master, appreciate you dropping the super chat. I think I got everybody on screen here. Murph traded Debo and Hendy for Benson and Judkins. I definitely think that's pretty even. Benson and Judkins. Maybe Benson and Judkins by a slight bit. And then this one here from Sizzle. I'm just going to get these ones out of the way real quick. Sizzle says Scattaboo for Ladd. I'd rather have Scattaboo by a little bit. Drop Hunter, but arguable. Drop Hunter or JMO for Dart. Probably not. I'd find out another way or make a trade, bro. Jordan, appreciate you. got you on screen there. Jordan, thank you. Ron, appreciate you. Hopefully I'm still saying that name right. I didn't see where you said anywhere on how to say. Oh, you're saying it right. You're saying it the right way. It is Danish, so it is impossible to pronounce. My nickname when I played football in the States was Cream Danish. Okay. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. And Nick, thank you for the $5 hauler as well. Insanity with the $20 hauler right here. Insanity gets immediate attention.
Super chat alert.
Thank you, pal. Smitty must be making meatloaf. No, Scott, it's just I got the 8 p.m. show too, so I'm going to be back, rather than spill into the other show. JD5, Dart, Achan, Hendy, Harvey, Sharps, Jamar, Debo, Igbuka, Fannin, move Debo, Harvey, Sharps for Nabers, Benson. Bro, I don't think anyone's doing that, but I mean, would I move Debo, Harvey, Sharps for Nabers alone? Yes. You tell me you're going to get Benson. Show me a receipt. And we quit our jobs and we come work for you. It's simple as that. I don't think you'll get Nabers for that. But I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. And Smitty approved if you get any form of that done. Lamar Jackson, CMC, K9, Allen, BT, Fan, and Mason with Kittle and Rice on the way, 3-0. CMC don't look too bad. No, CMC doesn't look too bad. He doesn't look amazing running the ball. The production is there, but he's not averaging ripping off like 5 yards a carry. He's getting tons of receiving work, and he's been overworked since any running back through 3 weeks since the 1990s, I believe. There's like a 1990. It's like some crazy stat. Shanahan's going to break him. You better sell Christian McCaffrey at some point. I'm not saying it has to be this week, but Christian McCaffrey breaking is almost inevitable. And anybody that wants to argue differently, you keep arguing it then. He's being overworked like no running back we've seen for almost 2 decades. Jaxson, CMC, it's a good team. Like what you have right now. Not worried about making any moves with this team at the current moment unless I'm moving like K9 for a Judkins or a Benson or something like that. Like K9 and Mason even reach a little higher potentially. Kittle, I don't know that you could wait on Kittle. You're 3-0. But I'd certainly trade Kittle for like Jalen Warren and then get like a Benson or some player on top of that. I'd trade London for Chase Brown. I'd definitely be okay with either side depending on the position of need. TM42. It's even. It's an even risk on both sides. So I'm okay with either one. 1 and 2 10-man. Hold or make a move. Mahomes, Bucky, Achan, Debo, Fannin, Hampton. Love the team. Judkins on the bench, Lamb. Yeah, you can wait on Lamb probably, but Judkins on the bench is rough. I'm trying to get him into the flex spot, Hampton, So probably trading Judkins or Hampton with Sutton for like JJ or higher. I think you could pull that off, and your team needs that. That's hard to sit Judkins on the bench, bro. That's almost reckless in a way. Master, appreciate your $10 hauler. Any moves? You could wait a week though, because Judkins' value goes up. You know what I'm saying? So it might be best to wait. Any moves for my team? 15-man full PPR. Probably gonna say with this squad, my boy. Move Kelsey if you can. If you can. R says move trade CMC. What kind of lunacy is this? The kind that understands that you can't ask a player with bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis to take on the workload that he's taking and expect us to stay healthy. So we'll see you in a couple weeks, pal. Should Sutton, and I don't mean next week. McCaffrey could have another 3-4 great games. 3-4 great games. Could have literally another month of great play. So you can come back next week. We're all going to just say, yeah, okay, bro, you're not listening. You're clearly not listening. Sutton for Judkins. I'd take Judkins in a heartbeat, bro. In a heartbeat. Okay. Apparently you guys aren't going to let me leave. In the Dynasty, would you prefer to have Igbuka plus Rishi Rice or Jefferson? Probably the duo, bro. I love Jefferson, but the duo. The duo would be better. Trade Sutton. Already said that one. Trade Sutton for Judkins. Definitely Judkins to the moon, bro. Trade Nico for Hampton. My running back 1 is Mason. I definitely want more, but I don't mind that, but I want more for sure. Raphael with the blank $4.99. Appreciate you, Raphael, for dropping that. Should I try Genty and Parasol for Bucky and MHJ? I would probably say Bucky and MHJ, and then I flip MHJ. Traded Nico for Hampton as my running. Oh, I already answered that one. Appreciate you very much. Raphael, thank you for the blank one. Appreciate you, pal. CMC owners are so funny, or more so Niner fans. You can't trade CMC. What's she saying? Trade CMC? How could you trade CMC? He's playing great. Like, bro's been fed. I think the stat is something like the last 2 decades, no running back has been fed more. Guys, chronic bilateral Achilles tendonitis and Shanahan's running him into the ground. Trade my Lamb for Judkins and Pickens. I'd take Judkins and Pickens. That's a really solid trade, my boy. Really solid job. What's your opinion on Jamar Chase? Should I trade or hold? I'm only trading him. I mean, look, you treat him like a top 5 wide receiver. He's a top 5 wide receiver, plain and simple. You trade him for that, or you don't trade him at all. You trade him for Judkins and a Rice, then I'm fine with that, because you're not waiting on, you're getting Rice to come back and compete with them. Shepard, Tolbert, Downs in the flex. Oh, bro, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Chat, vote on that one. Shepard, Tolbert, Downs. I'm gonna have the chat do that so that you get a group think, because that's such a tough one. Shepard, Downs. Vote on that one. Should I hold or sell Mark Andrews? Sell him. Bro, sell him right now. What are your opinion on Jamar Chase? As I said, JJ, I take JJ straight up for sure. And the Master, appreciate any moves for this team. Did I already say? I think I was telling you, I like trading Kelsey away. AJB, QJ. I'm trading AJB on the high right now. I'm trying to go get, I'd love to get a Judkins and Ladd. I'd love to get AJB and turn him into Garrett Wilson right now, straight up. I love JSN, even if I had to give up something. Bucky, Chase Brown, I like a lot for this team without moving Chase Brown. What are you going to move Chase Brown for? Chase Brown for Judkins, sure. I don't think there's much to move here, though. You need Bucky to have a big game for you to even have a trade piece. But trade AJB right now. If you can trade AJB for 2 pieces, gets you a Benson, and also gets you into something like Ladd, then all of a sudden you got 2 pieces and you kind of need it. So go to the Ladd owner and see what the Ladd owner has, bro. That would be my advice. Trying to sell CD right now, worked out a deal for BTJ and JCM. That's not good enough, bro. You need more than that. You need a Benson and a BTJ. You need something along those lines. And then $20 super chat from my boy here, Jonathan. Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. Smitty, you're the GOAT 10-man, 2-in-1 squad. Bucky, Walker, Nabers, Adams, Buka, Keon. Do I start Walker on Thursday or Judkins versus Detroit? I'm starting Judkins. Traded Dobbins for Judkins straight up. You did a smashing job. Walker and maybe JCM for one slightly better player. Maybe cross position, because people are hurting at RB, bro. Cross position for a wide receiver like Garrett Wilson, something like that. That would be a smart move. And would you hold on to Travis Hunter or drop him? I definitely hold on to him. I don't drop Travis Hunter yet. Again, as I said before, guys, Chase Brown week 4 didn't do anything until week 4. Gibbs didn't do anything until week 7. Bucky wasn't even starting till week 13. Didn't do anything of serious note until week 10. Giving up on Travis Hunter now would be a travesty, a big mistake. Not saying you can't put him on the bench, but that is where we're at. Appreciate all of you. I'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live Monday through Friday, so it's an hour and a half. Be back in an hour and a half. See you all later. Appreciate all your super chats. You guys absolutely rock. See you at 8 p.m. in an hour and a half. Please subscribe if you're new. Make sure you get on over to the 24/7 live chat group. This is our 24/7 live Patreon group. It's amazing. I just dropped the link right now. It's pinned in the live chat. We're talking football in there 24/7, 365. See you all in an hour and a half on the 8 p.m. show. I'm live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Deuce. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Blackbeard, Space Ricky, Sick Nasty, DeBolt, Vampy, all of you.